Well, hi again, everyone. This is Tim from Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, and we are now starting the month of May for the 1972 Gaylord Perry starts replay. If you don't want to know what he is, you probably don't, but hey, here we go. He is 0-3, and he has 31 and 2/3 innings pitched, 14 earned runs, 7 walks, and 15 strikeouts with a 3.97 ERA. And today he will be facing the Texas Rangers in Arlington. And it is a night game in May, and we will roll for the weather results for the ballpark factors. So in Texas, for May, on a night game, oh boy, 1-7 is good, 8-18 is average, and 19-20 is bad. And boy, I keep rolling the good results here, so we have a good night at Texas. So for Texas, good weather is singles are to 4 for lefties and righties. Home runs for a lefty is to 7, and righties is to 13. So, something to think about. And here we go. All right, so the Indians batting order, go ahead and get that through. Leading off is Del Unser. Batting second is Jack Brohammer. Batting third and playing second base. Batting third and playing left field is Alex Johnson. Cleaning up and playing third base is Greg Nettles. Batting fifth and playing first base is Tommy McCraw. Batting sixth and catching is Ray Fosse. Batting seventh and in right field is Buddy Bell. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Fred Stanley. Don't call him Mickey. He's not playing for the Tigers. And then batting ninth and pitching is Gaylord Perry. He'll be facing Dick Bosman in the defense around him. In left field is Frank Howard. In center field is Gary Maddox. In right field is Larry Bittner. At third base is Davey Nelson. At shortstop is Toby Hara. At second base is Lenny Randall. And at first base is Don Mincher. And behind the plate is Hal King. All right, and here is Unser. And a 5-7 against the lefty. That's a 1-6 double chance, so that will get by him. And that's a leadoff double for Unser. Bosman's a -4 hold, so even with his bat, well, King is a +2, so that helps that out. So that'd be a -4 for anybody that wants to be trying to steal. So no chance, but they will hold him on, or else he'd get the jump automatically. All right, here's Brohammer. 4-2 against the lefty. Fly ball to left. And caught there by Frank Howard, one away. And here's Alex Johnson. 4-9. All results coming off of Bosman's card. That's a base hit to right field. Unser being held on makes him a 14. Bittner a 0 arm. And let's see, do you want to give up another run into scoring position for a 70% chance? No, they won't. They will send him and keep the runner on first. Hold on, time out. I gotta check the rule on that. Okay, so I guess he doesn't really score automatically. It's the batter never advances more than what he got, so he can't go to second on a single, or never advances an extra base. But okay, yeah. So there's nothing that says anything about there has to be multiple runners on base. So they're still going to send him. 1-14. That's a 12, and he's in there. So RBI single for Alex Johnson. And it is 1-0. And you kind of want to get out on this Ranger team. Of course, they would go on to hit like 219 for the year or something like that. They were awful. And here's Greg Nettles. 1 out runner on first. They will not hold on Johnson. Actually, they will hold on Johnson because they have to because he's got the asterisk. So holding him on. And off the batter card this time, 2-6. And it's a ground ball right to the first baseman, Mincher, to second for 1. The relay is a double play. And that will retire the side. But the Indians get a run on 2 hits. And we go to the bottom of the first. Indians 1, Rangers nothing. And the batting order is Randall, Nelson, and Mincher, King, Howard, and Bittner, Maddox, Hara, and Bosman. Now, I'm putting together this lineup for the Rangers. I did have to go to multiple teams because, of course, with them being so bad, many of them got traded. Frank Howard got traded to the Tigers. Mincher goes back to the A's and actually helps them win a World Series. And here's the pitch to Lenny Randall. 4-10, switch hitter batting left-handed. That is a 4-10, switch hitter batting left-handed. Ballpark single, 1-4, and that's a 5, so that won't count. And I'm going to take a page out of David at Baseball Demos' book. Now, normally, any of these ballpark singles are meant to be if it's, just line drives. And if there's nothing to be a result, I'm going to go ahead and use it. So we're going to say it's a fly ball to shallow center, and racing in is Unser. He makes the catch. 1 away. And here's Davey Nelson. Now, Nelson would later go and coach first base for the Indians in their glory years in the 90s. And then moved up into the radio booth, and that wasn't such a wise decision. But we won't say anything about that. All right, here's Nelson to face Perry. 1-5, and that's ball 4. You got Perry is a -1. Fossey is a -3. So -4 and then -6. So it'd be a 1-12 if he wanted to steal. They will hold him on, but he will not be going anywhere. Here's Don Mincher. I should tell you the story of, maybe later I'll tell you the story about Bat Against Bob with Don Mincher versus Tony Oliva. 1-4, and he says, don't tell it just yet. That's ripped into the gap. Nelson racing around third. Holding him on makes him a 16. That's assumed to go to center. Unser's a -2. Takes him down to a 14. And they will take a shot. 1-14. And that's a 19. That's an excellent relay. We'll say that's Unser to Brohammer to Fossey. And they got him. So, 70% chance, you got to take your chances. So, Mincher is in with a double. The proud native of Huntsville, Alabama. Unfortunately, he is now deceased. And here's Hal King, one of the only catchers you might find in Stratomatic. I guess I'll hold this up. With a 1-20 throwing rating. That's only on defense. Okay, actually, I'm trying to bring this down. I'm going to bring this a little closer. Okay. And here's the pitch to King. That's a 5-3 against the lefty. Ground ball back to the mound. And Perry will make the play as a pitcher he is a 1. So he'll make any play. Now it's just will he make an error Perry is an E8. He will need to avoid a, wow, 3, 6, or 15 through 18. And he just avoids the 6. Gets a 7, bobbles it, but throws the first to get king, and that will retire the side. So a little bit of bad base running. And the Indians lead 1-0 going to the top of the second. All right. Leading off is Tommy McCraw, the first baseman. And 4-7 against the lefty. Rips that one into center field for a base hit. And they will hold McCraw on, but he will not be going anywhere. Here's Ray Fosse. Three, 5. And there's a base hit to center field. Hitting second and not stopping. He's going to third, and he'll make it in there. It is McCraw. Runners on the corners. Nobody out for Buddy Bell, and they will... second inning. They will play back to try to get a double play. Second inning, it's only 1-0. Here's Buddy Bell. 6-5. Struck him out. And here's Fred Stanley. Six, 5, and again struck him out. So now it'll be up to Gaylord Perry. And timeout. I don't like this. I don't mean to keep doing this to you, but we're gonna switch this back. Okay. And here's Perry. First and third. 2 down. 5-5. Perry bats right-handed. Fly ball to right field. And there is Bittner. He puts it away, and the Indians strand a golden opportunity. No runs on 2 hits. And we go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Indians. Well, you wonder if that will come back and bite Gaylord. All right. Howard, Bittner, and Maddox do up here in the bottom of the second. All right, and here's the pitch to Frank Howard. And that ball's hit the deep left field, but doesn't quite have enough to get out of here. Making the catch is Johnson. 1 away. 1-4 home run chance, and that's an 8. And here's Larry Bittner. .111 ballpark single, but only to four, and that's a 9. So let's see, 111. I guess we'll say this is a line drive to the. We'll say this is a line drive to the second baseman. Sure, why not? And here's Elliot Maddox. Oh, sorry, that was Gary Maddox. It's Elliot Maddox. My bad. And a 4-8, 1-5 single. That's a 16. So first baseman McCraw takes it to the bag himself. And that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Rangers here in the second. Still 1-0 Indians. And top of the order, Unser, Brohammer, and Johnson do up. Unser doubled and scored his first time up. Scored the only run of the game so far. And here's Unser. 1-5, struck him out. Third strikeout for Bosman. And here is Jack Brohammer. For 8 against a lefty, weak ground ball to second. And Lenny Randall is there to put it away. He doesn't have to blow the ball to first base. 2 down. And here is Alex Johnson, whose RBI single gave the Indians a 1-0 lead. 3-7. All those hits in column 3 found the weak ground ball to short. And that will retire the side. And after 2.5, it's the Indians 1 and the Rangers nothing. And Hera, Bosman, and Randall do up in the bottom of the third. Here's Toby Hera. Of course, he'd be a future Indian. In fact, he was in the game that Lenny Barker threw a perfect game. 3-3. Ground ball to third. Nettles throws out Hera. 1 down. And here is Dick Bosman using pitcher hitting card number 1. Five, 8. Ground ball to second. Brohammer a 2 and a 6 that will be fine. Brohammer is a E19. Needs to avoid a 3, 6, 15, 17, or 18. And he hits the 8. That will be good enough. And Brohammer throws out Bosman. 2 away. Here's Lenny Randall. And against the lefty, that ball is a fly ball to left. And Randall gets retired. Another 1, 2, 3 inning for the Rangers. We go to the 4th, 1-0 Indians. Middle of the order, Nettles, McCraw, and Fossey do up for the Indians here in the 4th. Of course, you could see Greg Nettles in RJL's 1972 replay, or 1969 replay, as he was a member of the Minnesota Twins. And here's Nettles. 4-9. And either side, that's a base hit. And they will not hold Nettles on. He won't be going anywhere. Here's Tommy McCraw. And I'm expecting a bunt. 6-9. It has normal power, but that's only a 1-2 for a home run. That ball's hit the center field. Maddox is a 0, but 1-12. They'll put the stop sign on. With nobody out, they're going to try to see if they can't get something. Here's Ray Fossey. They're going to bring the infield in. And I guess it doesn't really matter if we hold the runners on. Yeah, I guess, well, no, we're not going to hold any runners on. And here's Fossey. 3-6. 1-14's a single. That's a 2. That will bleed through. Base hit. Scoring from third is Nettles. Going to third is McCraw. And the Indians have a 2-0 lead. Stadium unhappy. Boo. Here's Buddy Bell. Struck out his first time up. Infield is still in. 6-8 doesn't matter. And that will get into the gap. Scoring from third is McCraw. Fossey not being held on makes him a 12. Nope, he will hold at third as well. So RBI double for Buddy Bell, and it's now 3-0 Indians. Stadium boos a little louder. Boo. There's Fred Stanley. Infield will remain in. Three, 8, struck him out. So Stanley down for the second time on strikes, and here's Gaylord Perry, an A bunter. Second and third, you know what? We are going to use the squeeze chart. He will lay down a bunt, and this will be the not safety squeeze, because I don't want to get banned by YouTube. So here's the pitch to Perry. He squares around. Coming from third is Fossey. Oh boy, that's not good. So he's a B bunter. 1 and 2. And they will call off the bunt. Actually, now they're going to have it back on. Let's see here. And are we going to call safety squeeze? Now, let's just have him try to do it again. Actually, no, they're going to have him swing away. He can't do that. So Perry will have to swing. And here's the pitch from Bosman to Perry. 5-5. And that's a fly ball to deep right field. Racing back on it is Bittner. He will make the catch. Easily scoring from third is Fossey. And about as good as a sacrifice bunt, but it's a sacrifice hit. Third run of the inning, and the Indians lead 4-0. Staying at second is Buddy Bell. And back to the top of the order for his third time up is Del Unser. Doubled and struck out. And a 4-7 against the lefty. It's in the center field. Scoring from second is Bell. That's embarrassment of riches so far. 4-run inning. He gives up one more, and he will be automatically tired. Oops, sorry, 2 men out. And here is Brohammer. Oh for 2. And holding on Unser. 2-5. Single to a 1. That's a 12. So that's a line drive caught by the second baseman, Randall. And that retires the side. But the Indians erupt for 4. And lead 5-0 after 3.5. Perry's like, yay, I'm finally getting run support. But I would say there's no lead is safe with Stratomatic, but that line's already taken by inside pitch. And we'll take another camera view here. All right. Here's Davey Nelson. Walked and was thrown out at the plate in the first inning. For 3 against a righty. That's a 1-4 single, and that's a base hit for Nelson. Now, with a 5-0 lead, they're not going to have him steal. He'd be a 1 to 12. They will hold him on. Here's Don Mincher. So, funny story, many years ago, Matic had a bet against Bob, and it was you had to pick your players, and you had so many swings against Bob Gibson. It was either home run or an out. And the final was Don Mincher against Tony Oliva. I had Tony Oliva and ended up winning. All right. Oops. That's right. He is on with nobody out. There's Mincher. Doubled his last time up. And that's ball 4, so not what you hoped for Indians fans after sinning for a while. Here's Hal King. They are holding both runners. Actually, they have to hold Nelson at second. All right, here's the pitch to Hal King. 1-4. Ground ball back to the mound. Throws to second to get Mincher. On to first, double play. Going to third is Nelson. But there are 2 outs. So, runner on third, 2 outs. For Frank Howard. Five, 4. The third baseman, Nettles, he's a 2. And he's not responsible for holding a runner on third. So we weren't holding on. We didn't say we were holding him on at third. But even a 3 to 5. Yeah. Well, they'll keep him at a 2 because we don't hold runners on at third. I don't know why they do that. Okay, so he's a 2 and a 5. That's a G3 with a pound sign, but he's not responsible for holding him on, so that won't get through. Nettles is an E22. Almost 12 through 18 we want to avoid. And an 8 is good enough. And that retires the side. So the Rangers strand 1 on a hit. And we're through 4. 5-0 Indians. Johnson, Nettles, and McCraw do up here in the 5th inning. And if Bosman gets up, or if Bosman bats in the next half of the inning, this could be his last inning. In fact, they may pull him after this inning no matter what. All right, here's Alex Johnson. 112 against a righty. Ground ball to third. And that will retire Johnson 1 away. Here's Greg Nettles. A nice play to end the bottom of the 4th. 3-8. Ground ball back to the mound. And Bosman retires Nettles 2 away. And here is Tommy McCraw. Singled and doubled in 2 appearances. And a 4-4. That's to the shortstop. 16 should be good enough for Hera. It is. And for Hera, he is an E30. 3, 4, 12, 17, and 18. So, pretty generous. Oh, but that's, hold on, 30. And 13 is okay. 4, 12, 3, 17, and 18. So, that's a good play by Hera. And the Indians are retired in order. Through 4.5. 5-0 Indians. And Bittner, Maddox, and Hera do up here in the bottom of the 5th. All right, here's the pitch to Bittner. Six, 8. And against the lefty, ground ball to second. Brohammer retires Bittner, 1 away. And there's Elliot Maddox, not Gary Maddox. Five, 7, struck him out. That is the first strikeout for Perry. So 2 down, and here's Toby Hera. 1-10. Ground ball to first, and McCraw takes it to the bag himself, and that retires the side. Top of the 6th, 5-0 Indians. And this will most likely be Bosman's last inning, as he is due up first here in the bottom of the 6th, and he has already faced 23 batters. All right, here's Fossey. 2 singles and a run scored. And that pops him up to shortstop. And that will retire Fossey. Here's Buddy Bell. Doubled his last time up. 1-8, popped him up to short. 2 down, and here's Fred Stanley. 5-8, ground ball to short. And that retires the side. And Bosman does get through the 6th, and we'll say that will cap him. And we'll get a pinch hitter for let's see here. We'll get Ted Ford to pinch hit for Bosman. And let's see here. And we will go with Jim Panther, and Mike Paul will be loosening the pen, but we'll most likely go with Panther. So Ford, who I believe was on the Indians in 71, will grab a bat and pinch hit for So here is Ted Ford. .310, and that's a weak ground ball to second, and grabbing that is Brohammer, throws out Ford, and that will retire Ford. And here's Lenny Randall, of course, famously known for blowing a bunt foul. And of course, they changed the rule on that when he was a member of the Mariners. He was also a member of the Mets at one point, so he's well-traveled. 0 for 2. 6-11, fly ball to right. Bell a 3 and a 6. Will not be able to get this. This will drop. Now, will he make an error? He is an E4. Oh boy, and a 4 he might. Yes, he will. I think I'll try to do it here. So left fielder E4 and a 4, that's an E1. So what's that? 6. So SI2. Single in an air. So throws it in wildly, and Randall will go to second on the bell error. So 1 out single going to second is Randall. They'll hold him on. Here's Davey Nelson, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. 5-2. Second base chance. Brohammer a 2 and a 7. He will make that play because, hold on. They're holding on Randall. Actually, it didn't have to. And they were. So with Nelson being a right-handed batter, second baseman is responsible. So that would bump him up to a 3, but he'll still get to it on the 7. No, he won't. So that will be a base hit for Nelson. Scoring from second is Randall. Yeah, because on runner on second, a right-handed batter means the second baseman's responsible, and that bumps him up 1 grade from a 2 to a 3. So 5-1, and they will hold on Nelson. And here's Don Mincher for 7 single 1 to 9. That's a 1, but only getting to second is Mincher. And they will hold on all runners. Here's Hal King. $6.10. Lefty runners on first and second. Left-handed batter. Shortstop's responsible. So Stanley gets bumped up from a 3 to a 4. And on a 9, hold on, let me make sure that's the right rule. All right, well, I'll just play it that way then. So 4 and a 9, that will get through, and another run will score. Going to third is Mincher. If I'm doing that wrong, oh well. And the Indians have given 2 of the runs back, and it's now 5-2 with the dangerous Frank Howard up. And with 1 swing of the bat, they could tie this game up. .310. Except this is a ground ball to short. Stanley to Brohammer to McCraw. Inning-ending double play. Rangers get 2. And we are to the 7th. Of course, let me know in the comments. I thought that was a rule where if you were holding a runner on in Super Advanced, that your fielding rating goes up by 1. So, forgive me if it is. If it isn't, then oh well. Perry, Unser, and Brohammer do up. Not against Bosman. Against Jim Panther. Of course, Perry 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. .510 on a ballpark single, no on a 7. So that's a weak fly ball to left, and running in is Howard to make the catch 1 away. Here's Del Unser. 2 for 3 with a single and a double and a run scored. And he does have an RBI. 5, 6. And that's a 3, and that will get over the center fielder's head. And Unser is having himself a day, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. And they will hold him on. -2, even -2, not with the second rating. They will hold him on. Here is Jack Brohammer. Brohammer 0 for 3. 2-7. Ground ball to first, and taking it to the bag himself is Mincher. Heading to third is Unser, but there are 2 outs. Here's Alex Johnson. He does not have any clutch ratings, so 5-5. Struck him out. He's not tired. And that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 5-2 Indians. Perry will face Bittner, Maddox, and Hara. Panther will most likely stay in the game. He has to. Unless they get a few runners on them, they will pinch hit for him. All right, here is Larry Bittner. 0 for 2. 3-7. Ground ball to first, and McCraw takes it to the bag himself, 1 away. Maddox. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And that's a foul ball. And we'll re-roll all the dice. 6-7 against a righty. Ground ball to third, and Nettles will retire Maddox, 2 down. Here's Toby Hara. Toby is 0 for 2. Ground out and 2 ground outs. 1-7. Ground ball to short, and that will retire the side. We go to the 8th. 5-2, sorry. Indians lead. And Panther will stay out. This will probably be his last inning of work. As he is due up first in the bottom of the 8th. Nettles, McCraw, and Fossey. For shortstop chance. Hara 3 and a 9, that will be fine. E30 for Hara. And a 3, that won't do it. And he throws it in the dugout. E6. And Panther doesn't like that. He'll give him a Panther stare. And here's Tommy McCraw, 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Not holding on Nettles. 2-10. And that's a base hit into center field. And scoring from second is Nettles. Extends the lead back to 4, 6-2. And here's Ray Fossey. 2 for 3 with 2 singles. 5-4. Third base chance. Oh boy, 2's not good for... No, not for Davey Nelson on a 4. That will get by him. Nelson's an E26. Oh boy, E26 and a 6. There is no 6. But getting by him and going to third is McCraw. Runners on the corners for Buddy Bell. And we'll get bullpen action. Horacio Pena is loosening to come into the game. And they'll just play back. They'll try to get a double play to 4-6 against a righty. Fly ball to left field. Racing back is Howard, makes the catch. But tagging and coming home is McCraw. And the Indians get those 2 runs right back and lead 7-2. Fosse will stay at first. And here is Fred Stanley. Oops. .110 for Stanley against the righty. Ground ball to short. They'll get Fosse at second, but they won't get Stanley on the return throw. 2 down. And here's Perry batting for the 4th time. 6-6. And Perry walks. Well, you're hoping to get Panther out of this inning. First and second, 2 down for Unser, who is 3 for 4. Five, 8, and that won't be good enough. That is over his head. Scoring from second is Stanley. And let's see here. We'll keep Perry at third, even with 2 outs. 8-2, and they're going to get Panther out of here. They'll do a double switch. Timeout. Okay, so on the double switch, Ted Kubiak will come in and play short, and Horacio Pena will come in and try to get the final out here in the 8th inning. 2 outs, second and third. Indians have put up 3 to go ahead 8-2. 3-7. And there's a fly ball to center field, and that will retire the side. But the Indians get 3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Kubiak, Randall, and Nelson do up. All right, and here is Ted Kubiak. And he walked him. And they will not hold him on, and I don't think we would hold on any runners anyways with a 8-2 lead. Here's Lenny Randall. Randall 1 for 3 with a single. 4-12. Switch hitter betting left-handed. I'm not holding on Kubiak, so he's not responsible. So McCraw is a 2 and a 13. We have a chance for a double play if they can avoid the error. McCraw is an E14. 3, 9, 12, or 17. And that's a 16. So he gets it. Throws the second for 1. The relay is in time. 3-6-3 double play. And here's Davey Nelson. Nelson, perfect day today. 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 singles. Not this time. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. We go to the 9th. Indians lead 8-2. And Pena will stay on. He got the last out in the 8th. And he will face Johnson, Nettles, and McCraw. 3-12. And that's your Neil Lomax right there. Line drive to the shortstop. One away. And here's Nettles. Nettles, 1 for 4, singled and reached on an error. And I will re-roll that. Six against the lefty. Draws a walk. So Pena walks Nettles. And here is Tommy McCraw. Five, 6. 1-2 single chance. That's a ground ball to first. They'll get Nettles at second, but the return throw is not in time. They will hold McCraw on, especially with Pena's horrible rating, but they're up huge, so they won't steal. Here's Fossey, 3 for 4 with 3 singles. 6-5, shortstop chance. 16 will be fine for... Even as with Kubiak as a 4, he'll still make the play. Kubiak is an E14. E14 and an 8. There is no 8. So 4 and a 16. That's a G2, but I think there's 2 out, so it won't matter. So that will retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Can Perry start what he finished? He will face King. Well, they'll get a pinch hitter for King. Or, sorry. Minshire, King, and Howard. They'll get a pinch hitter for King. Here's Minshire. Six, 9, shortstop chance. Stanley, a 3 and a 10, that'll be fine. $22 and a 13. That is also good, so that retires Minshire 1 away, and Hal King has been called back. Joe Levito will come in and pinch hit for King. For 7, switch hitter batting left-handed, doesn't matter. On a 20, that's a ground ball to short, and that will retire the side. Or not retire, that will retire Levito. 2 down, here's Frank Howard. 0 for 3. 111, that's on a 1 to 13, that's a single, but that's a 16. Line drive to the shortstop, and that's your ball game. Final score, Indians 8, Rangers 2, and be right back with the line score. All right, final line score tonight. The Indians, 8 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. The Rangers, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Perry goes the distance. I'm going to call both runs unearned because the first run scored on a single and an error, and then every run thereafter I count as unearned. Walked 3 and struck out 2. On the season, he is 1 and 3, and has pitched 40 and 2/3 innings, allowed 14 earned runs, walked 10, and struck out 17. Your losing pitcher is Dick Bosman, gave up the 5 runs in 5 innings. So there we go. And I'll be right back with your next Perry matchup right after this. So the next game is at home against the Chicago White Sox, and Tom Bradley will be the starting pitcher for the White Sox. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Please leave a like. It helps the video get seen. If you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of any new videos. And whatever games you are playing, please enjoy them to your fullest. Have a good night, everybody.